In this lecture, let's set up Salesforce DX MCP server so that Claude Code can connect to Salesforce, can do the deployment if it has to retrieve some component. All of that it can do using the Salesforce MCP. So there is already SF command, which also Claude can use, and that's what we have configured here in the Claude MD file, how to do the deployment, right? But now what is the benefit of using MCP? Let's actually try to understand that first before configuring the Salesforce MCP for Claude. So here if you see, whenever Claude has to deploy some components as of now without MCP, then what it does is we have Claude which runs on terminal and it uses SF command. So this is where it deployed it, and in this case the response came very quickly, but sometimes you know that the deployment takes a lot of time and then it has to actually run another SF command, which is the report command. But in this case you see that it actually got the error, but let's say that in some cases that takes some time because it got timed out, then it has to run another SF command to get what actually happened for this particular deployment. And then it finds out that there was some error happened because in the class that we were deploying, this custom field does not exist, something like that. Now here one thing is that it's totally up to this LLM to understand how to read this error message. If it reads it correctly, if it understands that okay, there is some issue with the custom field, then well and good, it will fix that and it will again start the deployment using the SF deployment command. But what if it does not understand the error message? And also you see that it has to run multiple SF commands, and once it fixes it, it runs the command again. So you can see that it is running multiple SF command to fix this issue. Now, if we talk about MCP, then what happens is that the Claude is actually utilizing the tools given by the Salesforce MCP. In this case, it would be a deploy tool. In that, the response actually comes in a clean way, or I would say that in the AI friendly manner. It's not like a raw text that is coming up. It's actually in a format that AI can understand correctly. You know, it has the key value pairing. And also while deploying, the tool itself explains to any AI, be it Opus or OpenAI's any LLM model, that if you want to deploy something to the org, then this is how you should pass the component. You can pass one component, you can pass a manifest file, or you can pass the entire Force app. So all of that explanation, you don't have to give it to your AI, rather the tool itself is giving that. And also when the deployment happens or any error happens, the response is in a AI friendly manner, which means that Claude can actually understand what actually the error happened, and then it will fix that error, and then again it will do the deployment, and this time it will get the success response from Salesforce. So the only point that I'm trying to explain is SF commands were not AI friendly commands. Those were like for the developers. Now, since we are in the AI era, we need tools which AI can understand better. For deployment, all these tools that we see in the Salesforce DX, they have all the explanation which Claude can understand, that if I have to do deployment, I'll have to follow this structure. And this is how my response will come back. Where should I look for the error and how to fix it? So all that information is already written in a prompt manner or in a nice way that any AI can understand that. So that's the advantage of MCP. Once you configure it, then Claude will just use those MCP, understand the correct set of tool for deployment, for retrieval, for running test classes, all of that, instead of relying on SF commands for that. And also in our upcoming lecture, we'll see that how we can connect Claude to multiple MCP, not just Salesforce, but Jira and GitHub. And in that case, it can connect with Jira to understand the story, deploy it to Salesforce org, and create a feature branch. All of that it will do autonomous. Once we give the prompt, you can actually configure that in. You can actually add those instructions that once a component is created, always deploy it into Salesforce org and create a feature branch. So then it becomes a complete agentic environment where Claude can connect with any application. In our case, it would be Jira, Salesforce, and GitHub. And all of these applications has provided all the tools. So it can just use that to get the user story deployed to org, to deploy to Salesforce org, and then deploy to GitHub also. So in this lecture, let's understand how to add MCP server for Claude, and that too we are going to add Salesforce MCP server here. Now to add any MCP server, first of all, let's see if we have any MCP for this particular project. So the / command is MCP. So if you run this, you'll see that no MCP servers configured. Please run doctor if this is unexpected. So as of now, we have not configured any MCP. That's why this message is coming. Now to configure MCP, we actually have to modify a JSON file. There we have to add this JSON string explaining what MCP we are going to use. And if it requires any API token, all of that we will have to add in a JSON file. That JSON file is actually resides in the users in your C drive. To reach there is actually an easy way. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to run this command this actually is not going to make any sense. It's like, I'm just saying that add this MCP hello world, which is actually not a correct MCP anyways. But what it will do is it will go and update the same JSON file, which I'm actually looking for. So it's going to update this MCP. It's going to update this hello world. It will actually create a JSON structure in that JSON file. And, it will be easy for me to reach to that JSON file. So when I do that, it says that it added this MCP server hello world with this into this file. So this is the file. It is actually in your users based on what type of file structure you have. There you have your user, and there we have this .claude.json. So if I hover over it and control click, this file will be opened. And you see that it has added this hello world MCP here. Again, this is not a valid MCP server, but I just used it so that it updates this JSON, and it's easy for me to open this JSON file and also reach the MCP server directly. So the moment you click here, it will directly take you to this folder only. So you see, it's actually my project only. In this claude.json, you will have all sort of all sorts of project here. So I have multiple projects, and since we are going to work on a local MCP, so which means that these MCPs are only valid for this project. So it will be this particular project. So this is my project. I'm going to update here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this. So again, this thing what I did here is actually not needed. You don't have to run this one. You don't need to remember this, but this is just a trick to quickly reach this file. You can just copy this, and if you go to this path, which was this only users, this path only, see users, you will have this claude.json file here. So here it is. It's currently open. That's why you see that there are some backups and all. So this is the file that we need to go and configure. So don't worry about why I wrote this command. I just wanted to reach here quickly. So now this is where our MCP servers are. So all the MCP server that we are going to add it here only. So for Salesforce, I'll give this JSON configuration in the resource section. We just need to copy paste it here. This one does not require any API token and all, because we are already authorized here, right? So it will use the token from this logged in user. So here we are saying that we need a Salesforce MCP, which is coming from here. Which org it will use for all the operation, all the tools that we are going to get, it will be for the target org. So default target org is currently this one. So if it has to deploy anything, if it has to retrieve anything, everything will be from the target org. So just save it here, and maybe I'll start a new terminal. So here I'm going to say Claude, and now I'll say MCP. So you see Salesforce MCP came and it actually got connected. So if you see any error here in my case, I didn't, because I have already fixed all such of error that I could get. But if you are working with any other MCP, which I'm not covering in this course, and you see some error, then what you can do is you should run Claude with debug. So in our previous lecture, we discussed. So when you do this, you will again see that I'll just close this. It will actually start debugging. And you see debug mode is enabled, and it is actually debugging here. It will open this file here, and any debug statement that it is writing, it will write at the end of it. Okay. So now how do you see that? What is the actual error that you're getting for your MCP? So let me go here to MCP. You see anything I'm doing, it's actually writing it here. So this is my Salesforce MCP. If I click here, and if I say reconnect, in your case, it will be like failed. So it will give you the option to reconnect. The moment I do that, it will try to establish connection with Salesforce MCP, and I'm actually getting a success here. Okay, yeah, you see that I got a success message here, and I see all the tools that is coming from this Salesforce MCP. So if you're working with some MCP, let's say Notion or any other one, which again, I'm not covering in this course, and you see some error, then you do this, open the debug file, and you restart, you reconnect with your MCP. You will either see success like this, or you will see error. And in that error, you will be able to understand what is wrong, whether your API token is incorrect or something like that. Okay, so I hope you understood how to debug your MCP and what is the benefit of using this debug mode. Okay, but in our case, we are good actually. So this is our Salesforce MCP, and it's actually connected. So if I come out of it and if I go again, it will show me all the MCP. So currently Salesforce is there. Now, what are the tools that Salesforce is giving us? It actually keeps on updating every month, every release, they are keep on increasing tools. And that's true for every application. GitHub, Jira, all these tools, all these applications will keep on evolving. They will add more such of tools. They'll add more tools which AI requires. So if I open this one, then you can see all the tools from here. You see there are like 53 tools currently. So if I open it, I'll see all the tools here. So get username, deploy metadata. This is the one that most probably we are going to use a lot. Deploy metadata, retrieve metadata, and if you want to run some test classes, so all the tools are available here. So now our Claude is actually connected to MCP, and you will also notice that it's showing 53 tools, which means that all the 53 tools are available for me. And the reason for that is, let me show you this claude.json file again. So we added it here, right? You see, I have said I need all the tools. So because of this reason, it's actually getting me all the 53 tools. It's getting me all the 53 tools. Okay, so to come out of it, just press escape and you will become out. So now let's just test it, whether it is working or not. So what I'll do is, maybe I'll just make some changes here, deploying through MCP. So I just added some comment here, and now we can deploy through MCP. But before doing that, if you remember our claude.md here for deployment, we have mentioned that use these tools, right? So this is what we have said, always use SF project deploy and all. But now since we have connected it with Salesforce, so we can say that update this claude.md file, the deployment part, mention that to use Salesforce MCP always, and only in a case that Salesforce MCP fails, then only it should use SF commands. So we are not completely removing SF commands from our claude.md file, but now we are saying that since we are connected, so it should always use Salesforce MCP because of the reason that I explained earlier. It's AI friendly. It will be able to understand the error. It should be able to fix that. But only in some cases where MCP doesn't work because of any reason, then it should fall back to the SF commands. So let's just update this file. And if you remember, we have also updated our settings JSON file that all the edits are allowed. So it will go ahead and it will directly update the file. So you see here, it's saying that MCP tool primary, always try these first. So deploy metadata, retrieve metadata, run Apex class. So now it's saying that always use MCP first, and CLI commands only fall back only when MCP tool fails. So now we have updated our claude.md file. Okay. So now maybe in a new chat again, I will ask it to deploy something. So this account class deploy, we can say deploy @account list controller class, and let's see what it uses. So you see, it is actually using Salesforce get username, which is actually a tool, which is one of that 53 tool. And since it's using it for the first time, it is asking, am I allowed to use it? And I'll say that just use it. And I'm just going to approve it. So it will use it to understand which user I'm currently connected with. Then it will use the deploy metadata. And you see that in this one, it knows what it needs to pass. It just needs to pass this class name directly. So all of that information is actually coming from the tool itself, where it is explained in a way that AI can understand, LLMs can understand, and it will now be able to deploy it. And you see that it does not have to run multiple SF command, first for deployment, then for report. It will be just one single one, and it got the result right away. Okay, and deployment succeeded. So in case of SF, it may try to deploy and it will get timed out. It will run the report command. So all of that it will do. But now since we have this Salesforce MCP, it is using this tool. With this tool, it will get the response right away. Check only false completed. So if there were any error, it would come in this JSON string, and it will be able to understand that. If it requires some fixes, it will do that. So let's just see that did it actually deploy to the correct org or not. So if we go to the developer console and the class name is this. So yeah, deploying through MCP, these changes are now deployed by Claude using Salesforce MCP.